Spirited Away is considered to be one of the best animated films of all time because of the world the film creates and how it discusses themes of bravery, fear of the unknown as you grow older, and the importance of having meaningful relationships in your life and trusting in other people even if it's hard. All these things are masterfully showcased through many powerful scenes that demonstrate strong use of mise-en-scène. But the specific scene I'm going to discuss today is the iconic train scene, and how it uses editing to not only strengthen the film's larger message and thesis about bravery and trust, but also strengthens the narrative of Chihiro's development into a stronger and more confident young girl. The scene begins with the train approaching and cutting to both Chihiro and No-Face's reaction to it, setting up its presence as a meaningful but mysterious entity. And it gives the train a powerful feel, as shown when it cuts back to No-Face getting hit by the waves that the train creates. While in one shot when the train arrives, we can see the outlines of creatures, when we cut to the door opening for Chihiro getting in, we aren't actually able to see inside the train. This is intentional to build up mystery and a sense of the unknown about this train, which is an experience Chihiro has felt throughout the entire film at many different points with many different experiences. When it cuts to our characters entering the train, we are only able to see a few shadowy figures, but it is really established how many of them are in the train in the next shot it cuts to. The scene works by focusing on Chihiro's perspective, showing her reaction to getting on this train with all these shadowy beings, and the scene plays out by cutting between Chihiro's reactions, or lack thereof, to everything going on, and the different shadow people as they travel on the train too, and as they get off, leaving Chihiro basically alone, besides the creatures she entered the train with that she really can't even communicate with, as she heads further down the tracks into the unknown. But through editing, we get to see how consistently, through the change in the train's makeup and change in scenery, Chihiro's facial expression pretty much stays the same. Through editing, the scene does a good job slowly showing off more of the train and then cutting to Chihiro's point of view of a bunch of shadowy figures getting off, hinting that the train will be empty, and when it cuts back to seeing the full train, we get to see that it's actually empty for ourselves. But we also get to see Chihiro's mostly unchanged reaction. These moments portray the idea that Chihiro has so much she could be afraid of in this moment. And, well, after these creatures get off and she sees the sun go down, her facial expression changes for a second, but it's so brief, showing her fighting back her true fear. This scene and editing within is also used to develop the film's thesis that life is filled with so much unknown and uncertainty, especially as you grow older and change, and sometimes it is hard to trust people and the things around you. But as long as you continue to try and do your very best and not be afraid to take every challenge as it comes, you're gonna make it and be just fine. The editing in this scene really puts you in Chihiro's perspective of not really knowing about the train or what's gonna happen next on it, or really even where she is going, as it looks like the train is driving into straight nothing, as we see through Chihiro's eyes, along with watching everyone get off at what looks like to us and Chihiro the last stop. But Chihiro is still shown to consistently try to face these fears because she believes in herself. She faces her fears consistently throughout the film, but in this scene, through smart editing choices, we were able to see just how far she has come from the scared little girl at the beginning of the movie. This scene also develops the film's message of trust. Not only trust in the people around you, but in what you are trying to accomplish, and your own bravery to do something through seeing Chihiro acting the way she does. Even when, through the editing, we're only shown what Chihiro sees, and the idea is developed that Chihiro doesn't know where she is going to, and it looks like she literally isn't traveling anywhere, she is still willing to keep moving forward because she is on the train for a reason, and believes deeply in that reason. She trusts in herself to succeed at her goals no matter what. The scene adds to the larger narrative of the film through showcasing how far Chihiro has come in her journey of acceptance of her current circumstances and not being afraid of change and new things in her life. At the beginning of the movie, she was afraid by everything, and now she is shown to be the most isolated she has ever been, and the film uses very specific edits to express that feeling, and Chihiro is more unsure about where she is going in the entire journey of the film, and if she ever had a chance to be justifiably scared, it would be right now, after everyone is left and she can't communicate with the creatures who are still there that she kind of barely knows. But after everything, she still holds her head up high because she believes in herself and what she's trying to accomplish. This is why the train scene is incredible, and effectively uses elements of mise-en-scène, like editing, to accomplish so much.